Good morning, students. In today's class of strength of material, we will discuss about the tensile test of mild steel. Especially, we will talk about stress resistance profile of materials. In that series, we will conduct tensile test of mild steel and study the stress resistance profile of mild steel. Okay, plot the stress resistance profile of mild steel. So, let's start the class. First of all, what is stress-strain relationship? Okay, in every material, if we apply load, any nature of load, it may be tensile or compressive. So under the any kind of external load, every material have some relation between stress and strain. Okay, and the relation between stress and strain is called stress-strain curve. The relation between stress and strain is called stress-strain curve, and that is a basically property of material, because every material under a specific load shows a standard type of stress-strain relationship. It does not change as per the magnitude of load or as per the shape and size of material or amount of material. It does not depend on any parameter. So such type of property is called material property, which is fixed, which does not change by the changing magnitude of load or by changing dimension or shape and size of that particular sample. So the stress strain behave like that. The curve is similar for every type of, every magnitude of load and every cross sectional, every shape and size of material. That's why we call it material property. Okay. So if we plot the stress strain curve of any material, we apply load on a gradual increasing pattern and see the effect of load versus deflection diagram. Okay, and with the help of load versus deflection diagram, we plot stress strain profile, right? And with the help of this curve, with the help of stress strain curve of any material, we can identify n number of property of that particular material. We can check the ultimate strength of that material. We can check yield strength of material. We can check toughness, hardness, brittleness, ductility, modulus of toughness, modulus of resilience. Any property of material we can calculate or we can find with the help of stress strain diagram of that particular material. So that is a very important parameter for any material under any specific loading. Okay. In that series, we will conduct tensile test on mild steel, and we will we will study the stress strain profile of mild steel under tensile loading. First of all, what is mild steel? Generally, mild steel is an alloy of iron with few percentage of carbon to improve its strength and fracture resistance compared to iron. If we talk about iron, iron have less fracture strength and fracture resistance and strength as compared to mild steel. So the mild steel is formed by with the help of iron by adding few percentage of carbon. With by varying the percentage of carbon, we can make different grade of steels. Okay, here we are discussing about mild steel, but by the variation of percentage of carbon and number of different grade of steel can be achieved, and the different grade of steel shows different properties. Every grade of steel have its standard stress strain profile. Okay, different grade of steel do not show the show similar stress strain profile because of the percentage of ingredients. Okay, so here we will talk about mild steel, and in mild steel this is basically a low carbon steel. Okay, the percentage of carbon is low in this particular type of steel. So because of high tensile strength and low cost, steel is used in building, infrastructure and train. If we compare about with the other metals similar to mild steel, so mild steel is less low costly, have high tensile strength. That's why we prefer in infrastructure, construction, trains, machineries, mild steel. Okay, and the instrument or the apparatus what we are going to use for conducting tensile test on mild steel, that is UTM, universal testing machine. So the name of the machine is important. You have to remember the name of the machine, UTM. Okay, that is a very important machine for strength of material lab. And the recommendations and guidelines what generally provided by for the testing related testing of various material that is provided by the ASTM, American Society for Testing and Materials. So every kind of guidelines, procedures will be given by that particular institutions, and everyone have to follow these norms regarding testing of materials. Here we use UTM and we follow the guidelines of ASTM. Okay. So what we do generally in the process of test of mild steel under the tensile loading, we select a sample specimen and use that particular specimen on the apparatus UTM, and we apply the loading in a gradual form, gradually increase the loading on that particular specimen up to its failure point. And when we get the failure point, we stop apply loading, because after the failure point, material will not carry more load and cannot produce any type of stress. Okay. And in this process, we analyze the stress versus strain relationship of that material. Especially we call it strain versus stress. First of all, we get strain, then we get stress. Okay. And after the plotting stress strain profile, we can identify n number of property related to that particular material, like tensile strength or ultimate tensile strength of that material, UTS. Okay. What is the ultimate tensile strength? The maximum stress what any material can produce is called ultimate tensile strength. Here, some basic difference between stress and strain is, strength is that the strength is a material property, but stress is a variable parameter. We only say any parameter, material property, if that particular parameter does not change, does not depend on magnitude of load or shape and size of that material. Okay, the value of that particular parameter is fixed. Then we call it property of material. But in the case of stress, that value depend on the stress is load by area. That means the stress depend on magnitude of load and shape and size of the material specimen. If we vary the magnitude of load, the stress value, the value of stress will change, and if we change the shape and size of the material, again the stress will change. We cannot say that is the material property, but that is the fixed value. Okay, so we say it material property. That these are the basic difference between stress and strength. And once the stress of a material reaches its strength value, the material will start failing. After that particular point, material will not produce any more stress. Okay, so that is tensile strength. Yield strength, one more important factor of any material. If we design within the elastic limit, that stress is important for us within the elastic limit, elastic design. Okay, so we can identify the yield strength of material. Basically, it is the strength at the junction of elastic limit and plastic limit of any material. Ductility, we can identify the material's ductility nature. We can directly say, we can directly identify whether the material is ductile or brittle by showing its stress strain curve. If the material's stress strain curve covering more portion of x-axis strain diagram, that means that is in ductile nature. And if the material's stress strain profile covering more area in y-axis or stress axis, that means that is in brittle nature. So with the help of stress strain profile, we can identify the nature of the material, whether it is brittle or ductile. Okay. And much more property we can check here, like toughness, hardness, modulus of toughness, modulus of resilience, anything we can calculate, we can get from the stress strain profile of any material. The equipment or machine what we use for the conducting tensile test on mild steel, that is UTM. This is UTM, Universal Testing Machine. Okay. That is old version. Basically, in new version, there is a assembly of monitor and machine computer, where we can control the magnitude of loading. We can give the inputs in a very easy way here with the help of software and computer, and we can directly get stress strain profile or load versus deflection curve, any kind of relationship we can directly get here in monitor with the help of software. Okay, in old version there is a graph paper being fixed, and the manual graph we get in the previous one, but in new setup we can get the graph, we can get the relationship on the monitor, on the software. Okay, so here this is the control panel, complete control panel. From with the from here we can apply load, we can release the pressure, we can identify the magnitude of load with the help of gauge. Okay, and this is the sample holding equipment portion. Okay, here 4 pillars are generally in this setup. 2 pillars for the support of or fixing the or holding the specimen, and 2 for the applying load hydraulically. The hydraulic loading is applied on this with the help of this machine by hydraulically. Okay, and here in this machine 3 jaws, top, middle and bottom. With the help of top and middle, we conduct tensile test on any specimen, and with the help of middle and bottom, we conduct compressive test, bending test, shear test, etc. Okay, so you can see here is an specimen fixed in the machine. After fixing the specimen, we apply load from here, and we at that time we also check the behavior of the material under the loading. Okay, after the breaking of that particular specimen, we can get directly the stress strain profile of that particular material. The sample or specimen what we use in that test is prepared in a standard way. Okay, that is the sample, yeah, specimen. The, here is width, top and bottom, by which the material is being held on the machine, and here is the gauge length in which we identify the changes, okay, on the material. After conducting test, after the completion of test, we will get that type of stress strain profile for the mild steel, right? Here few points are important what we have to keep in our mind very clear, right? The A point, B point, C, D, E and F. These are the important points in this curve. First one is O to A. There is a point of proportionality limit, point of linearity. From O to A, the behavior between stress and strain is linear. The change on stress versus strain will be linear. So the line is straight. After the A, there is a B point very near to A, which is proportional limit. Okay. From B, the material started deflecting permanently. Okay, and here is C point, that is yield point, upper yield point, and that is lower yield point. Points are very near to each other, but for the understanding, the points have been shown here at a considerable distance. Okay, and after D point, C point is the maximum point within the elastic limit or maximum strength within the elastic limit. After C, material plastic zone started, and the deformation on the material is in permanent nature. From D to E, there is a strain hardening, that is called strain hardening because in the very less magnitude of load, the strain in the material change very rapidly, okay, due to the molecular changes inside the material. And that is the ultimate point, ultimate strength what mild steel can bear, strength what mild steel can produce, that is at that point. So the strength at that point is called ultimate strength or ultimate stress. And after that point, the material cannot bear much more load, and the failure started from here in the form of necking. So necking phenomena generally started from that particular point E, and at the point F, material fail or fracture in the form of cup and cone shape. So these are the important points of proportionality, elastic limit point, yield point. Here at B point, that is elastic limit zone, and after B to F, that is plastic zone. In elastic zone, material shows elasticity nature, and in plastic zone, material shows plasticity nature. Okay. So we can understand the phenomena in another diagram. Here is our sample. At initial stage, we take sample like that, and after the conducting test, the material is stretched, and at that ultimate point, material get the maximum strength or maximum stress. At that point, necking is started. You can see the changes at that region, the necking phenomena generated, and after reaching F point, material will fail like that, cup and cone shape. The failure will occur in that pattern. one part cup phenomena will generated and other part cone phenomena will be generated. The material will fail like that if material is ductile, and if material is brittle, the separation of plane will occur. Okay, splitting of plane will not occur, separation of plane will occur. So the various stages what we have already covered are discussed earlier. That is the proportional limit, A, elastic limit, B, yield point, C, ultimate stress point, E, and breaking point, F. Okay. So you can see here one by one the various stages. Proportional limit, within the proportional limit the we have relation between stress and strain is linear. Okay. And the Hooke's law follow. Hooke's law is valid up to this point, proportional limit point. And what is Hooke's law? According to the Hooke's law, stress is proportional to strain within the elastic limit. The second one is elastic limit. Within the elastic limit, material shows the elasticity nature. After the application of load, material will deform, but after the removal of load, material will regain its shape and size up to that point. The point B is elastic limit point. Yield point, the maximum transition point, especially it is the transition point between elastic range and plastic range. And the maximum strength between in the elastic limit, that is yield strength. The strength at the point of yield is called the yield stress. Ultimate point, the maximum strength what any material, what mild steel is feeling, or the maximum stress what mild steel producing under the maximum load is called ultimate stress point. Okay. After that point, material will stop producing stress or taking load. And the breaking point, F, is the breaking point or fracture point or rupture point. Same terminology, all of them. So this is the process of the mild steel tensile test, and how we can conduct the test of mild steel, tensile test of mild steel, how we can get the stress strain relationship of mild steel. That is the complete process. After that, the stress strain curve of various grade of mild steel. Here we have mild steel, sorry, various grade of steel, not mild steel. Mild steel itself is a grade. So various grade we use in civil engineering purpose. First one is mild steel. We denote is Fe 250. Second one is HYSD, high yield strength deformed bar. Under this category we use Fe 415 and Fe 500. Third one is TMT bar, thermomechanically treated bar. This is also again a grade of steel what we are using very frequently nowadays in our structure because of few advantages under this type of this grade of steel. Okay. So what does mean that particular numbers? The Fe 250 means 250 megapascal yield strength. So mild steel govern 250 megapascal yield strength. So that is the material property. That is a fixed value that will not depend on magnitude of load or shape and size of material. Fe 415 means the 415 megapascal yield strength. Fe 500 means 500 megapascal yield strength. These are the various grade of steel: mild steel, Fe 415 and Fe 500. So if we show the stress strain relationship of various grade of steel, mild steel is low carbon steel. Then if we increase the percentage of carbon in various grade of steel, we can see the strength of material or strength of steel increased, but the ductility nature decreases. The portion of the stress strain curve of various grade of steel decreases in x-axis, strain axis. That means the ductility is decreases and brittleness increases on the material. If we increasing the grade percentage of carbon on steel and gaining the high strength, at the same time we losing the ductility nature on that particular material. So the initial profile is similar in every grade of steel. The initially they shows the linear behavior up to the elastic limit, but after the yield point, after the elastic limit, the materials behavior different. Material behave different. Our grade of various grade of steel behave differently. Like mild steel shows this type of phenomena. Okay, that is generally called yield plateau. If only strain increases, no any stress on the material, that is called yield plateau. Okay, that generally happens due to the molecular changes abruptly on the material after a certain point. And this is the 415 steel and this is the 500. So here the 415 and 500 steel does not show the yield point. For that we will use the proof stress concept. We will use the offset method to get the yield values of the other grade of steel, right? We will talk in detail about the proof stress, right? So this is the profile of different grade of mild steel, right? That's all for today. I hope you get something here from today's class. We will meet next class very soon. Thank you.